This presentation is for Panopto, which is a video platform for businesses and universities. Panopto at its core is lecture capture software for instructors that also provides student collaboration with integrated metadata and time-stamped note-taking capabilities. The tool allows students to watch lectures and take notes in progress, and then review those notes later while automatically scrubbing the video to the locations in the video where those notes were taken. Videos can also be searched for notes provided by the instructor or student. At Utah State University, Panopto is integrated into Canvas, should instructors choose to use it, as part of their classroom or online instruction. At its core, Panopto was designed to record lectures, but since its founding in 2007, has evolved into an online video solution to not only record lectures and business presentations, but broadcast and live stream events, manage video libraries, and provide video search. Panopto claims to have been adopted by over 500 universities, companies, and government organizations around the world. While you can request a free trial of Panopto, it's currently limited to use by enterprise clients only. However, Utah State University, both students and faculty have access to Panopto through Canvas. Students have access to view and take notes in Panopto recordings from Canvas, and instructors have access to create recording sessions for use in their classes. In this workshop, I'll primarily cover the student side of Panopto, so when the tool is available in your next class, you can take full advantage of all it has to offer. If you are not currently or have never been enrolled in a course using Panopto, you can still follow along by accessing any of the videos at usu.hosted.panopto.com. If you have access to Panopto in one of your current courses, you can follow along there or at the previous website. No software is required, as Panopto is entirely web-based. In order to get started with Panopto from the student's perspective, navigate to usu.hosted.panopto.com. There is a chance, if you've logged into Panopto and Canvas and are in an active session, it may log you in automatically, but most likely you will be greeted with this login screen. On the right, select Sign In using USU credentials, and then click the Sign In button. If you are not logged into Canvas, you will see the Canvas login screen. Enter your A number and password and click Login. Authorize Panopto to have access to your Canvas data by clicking Login again. If you wish, you can click Remember My Authorization for this service to avoid being asked this in the future. Now you'll be presented with the Panopto home screen. If one of your courses is using Panopto in Canvas, you'll see a very similar screen when you navigate to the Panopto page in Canvas, as shown here. As you can see, this screen looks very much like this screen here after you log in. From this screen, there are some very important things to take note of. Typically, recording sessions that instructors make in Panopto are private, in the sense that they are only displayed to students enrolled in the course that the video is assigned to. On the left side of the screen, you will see a list of folders, each folder corresponding to courses you are or have been enrolled in at USU. If any of those courses have Panopto recordings associated with them, you will see a numerical value next to the folder indicating the number of recordings in that course. In the center of the screen, you will see all recordings that are located within the folder you have selected. By default, Panopto loads all sessions when you load the page, or in other words, all sessions you have access to. If you've never used Panopto in a course before, you may wonder why there are some recordings here. That is because some instructors have made recordings public, either intentionally or by accident. In your classes, your instructor will most likely provide links to the videos you need to watch, but you can find them yourself by navigating Panopto. For example, my instructor provided weekly recordings in my ITLS 6310 course. If I click on the ITLS 6310 folder, then that list in the center will only display the videos in that course. I can then click on a video I wish to view. Doing so will bring up the Panopto video screen, where I can begin watching video, taking notes, and collaborating with other students. So now that you're looking at a video, let's become a little more familiar with Panopto video screen. There are a few primary areas that may be of interest to you as a student. Don't pay any attention to this video itself or the content in it. It's just for display purposes only. The layout of the Panopto video screen is generally the same for most videos you watch, but it can change slightly depending on how the recording was created. On the left side of the screen, if the instructor included a video source, you'll always see that at the top left corner of the screen. Generally, this is a webcam of some sort that is recording the lecturer talking. On occasion, if additional equipment was used, this could be an external camera recording the classroom or something like that. In the center of the screen is where you will see other input sources. Generally, these are made up of screen captures or PowerPoint or Keynote presentations. You can control what is displayed here if there are multiple sources of video. Below that content area are slides if the lecturer chose to include them. If there were no slides included, the content area would simply be larger. On the left side of the screen below the lecturer is where the magic really happens. By default, there are 4 tabs, with the Content tab being selected. The Content tab gives you a timeline of the lecture and when slides change and other metadata that can be provided by the lecturer. This data is pulled in automatically from slides as they changed, but if no slides are included in the presentation, the lecturer can choose to manually add contents when he talks about them. Clicking on the Notes tab will bring up a box where you can take notes while watching, and later, if you click on a note, the video will scrub to that point. By default, you can only see your notes or notes others have made public. There is an option, though, to make notes for a group of individuals in what is called a channel. So here, if I was watching the video, I'll click play, and as you can see, this video is playing right here. The time's going. Now if I were to add a note here and just say this is interesting and click enter, it timestamps it on when I actually started taking the note, not when I finished taking that note. So now if I pause this video, or if I'm somewhere else in the video, if I were to click on this note, it would take me right back to that location in the video timeline. If I wanted to collaborate with students, I could click join a channel, and I could name the channel. Let's call it Group A and hit enter. Now I'm in a channel of notes just for Group A. If I had other students who were taking notes with me in Group A, anything we typed here would appear to all of us. So here is another note. So now I have a note at 11 seconds in the video, and similar to the notes that only I see, I could click on it and go right back there. I can toggle between these notes using this drop-down menu. So my notes will show any groups I'm in and my personal notes, whereas if I go to my Group A channel, it's just going to show the notes that I've taken in Group A and any notes that anyone else in Group A has taken with me. This is a great tool for group assignments. Bookmarks are very similar to notes, but they are designed to be much shorter form in comparison to notes. They also have a special feature. While notes are only seen while watching a video, bookmarks are actually logged outside the Panopto video screen. Consider a class where your instructor has provided many videos. While watching one of those videos, your instructor indicates that something will be included on the next test. You can bookmark that spot in the video, and then from the Panopto home screen, you can see that bookmark and jump straight back into that video to the spot he or she said that, rather than going through all the videos and trying to find your notes. As you can see, I've included a bookmark here called Important Spot at 16 seconds in the video. If I go back up here to my Panopto home screen and click Bookmarked, it will load all my bookmarks, and as you can see, it has the bookmark title I gave it, and if I were to click on that, it would take me straight back in here to this spot in the video. Also on the left, you will see comments. Comments again are similar to notes, but they are not time-stamped in sync with the video, and are just for commenting directly to the instructor or others in class. Also note, if an instructor is going to record live in class, all of these features are available while the instructor is doing the recording. So as a student, you can take notes in Panopto live in class as the recording is happening, and then later you can review those notes from home or while studying for a test. An additional feature with Panopto is with the use of contents, notes, bookmarks, and Panopto allows us to search any of these items using this box directly below the camera. If I start typing in a topic, it will do a search and it will show me where that topic comes up and will indicate what item it's under. So this found the word background, which then puts me right here in the video. If I go back to contents, I know that background is part of the contents. I typed in the word another in my note, here is another note, and I can tell over here it was found it in the notes area. Bookmarks, I called my bookmark important spot. So if I search for important, it will find it and indicate it's in the bookmarks area. Comments, however, cannot be searched. I do have a comment that's called comments, but when I do a search for comments, it doesn't find anything. So a key approach to using Panopto as a student would be to take good thorough notes based on topic and bookmark things based on your own naming convention, and then you can easily search through these items when watching a video to find things quickly. After you have several videos where you've taken notes, bookmarks, you can come here to your main Panopto screen, and when you're trying to study for a test, if you've taken good notes, now from this screen I can type in the word another, much like I did in the video, and it'll show me all of the videos where this search term appears, either in the contents area, notes, or bookmarks. So a key point of Panopto is putting in good data yourself as far as topics and guidelines, and then later when you're studying, you can easily search for those from this main screen and find all the videos you have access to that have those topics in them. Once a recording is complete, the instructor can leave it at that, or if they wish, they can take time to do some post-production work to clean up the recording and add essential metadata to the video to help make the video a valuable study aid for students. To edit a recording, they find the recording in their list of available sessions, hover over it, and then click Edit. This screen that loads looks very much like the Panopto viewing screen, except there are some obvious extra buttons for editing most of what is seen by students. The top left pane will show any video sources that were recorded. Multiple sources will be indicated by tabs. The content area in the middle will show screen captures and presentation sources, also indicated by tabs. On the left is where instructors will enter all searchable metadata for students. First, let's look at the tabs. The Events tab is much like the Content tab from the student's perspective. This is where instructors can label parts of their video for students to easily skip through the video to parts based on the event name. Text from PowerPoint slides are automatically entered here. Clicking Add New Event will allow the instructor to add a new event manually. First, click Add New Event, then click on the timeline where you want the event to be annotated. Then provide a title, additional data, and an optional URL to be displayed to the viewer. The student can then toggle between the URL pane and other sources. Click Save and this event will be added to the timeline. You can also choose to delete custom events or the events Panopto added by default. Hover over one of the events and click Edit or Delete. The Streams tab simply shows you which events are tied to which video sources. So if you had multiple computers recording multiple slide presentations, or smartboards or other equipment, you could see which events are tied to which items. The Slides tab will isolate just the presentation slides and any events in those slides. The Edit tab is where you can edit the overall length of individual video sources, and it will show any edits you make from the timeline, where you can splice out parts of the video you may not want to use. Captions is where you can add caption text for the hearing impaired students, or just so the content is better searchable. Captions can also be uploaded from a text document via another screen. Instructors can also merge multiple recording sessions together or add non-recorded PowerPoint presentations via the Add Content button. I won't go into full detail of all these options, but it's good to know from an instructional perspective what is possible. Sometimes it might be difficult for the instructor to record everything live, so they could easily record their voice in class but add a PowerPoint slides later, or update their presentation after the fact. Once they are done making changes, they simply click Save at the top, and the recording is immediately updated for student viewing. So very quickly, let's go over some of the instructional benefits of Panopto. Number one, it facilitates the student, teacher, and peer interaction through synchronous and asynchronous video conferencing. Basically, students can ask live questions, students can collaborate with peers through notes and comments, with the instructor through notes and comments. And really the flexibility there is pretty impressive for just a simple web-based solution. It does a good job of bridging the gap between online and broadcast courses. Students feel part of the class. They can see and hear what the instructor is doing. The instructor can show things to them live or pre-recorded, obviously. And so it really does a good job of making students feel like they're with the instructor rather than just reading some notes. It makes lectures reviewable, searchable, and customizable. Students can make these lectures as rich as they want if they took good notes, and the instructor can really assist them by putting in good metadata when they create the recordings to make these lectures very good and very useful study tools. It's also very flexible for basically any classroom scenario. Instructors can record lectures from home, they can record them from the classroom itself, they can record them live for students around the state or distance education students. It really is for any setup. Instructor can use smartboard, instructor can use presentation software. There's really no limit. As long as you can get all those inputs into a computer or even multiple computers, Panopto can handle it and make it work for the students. It has automated distribution and recording, so you can schedule recordings to happen at a certain time every week, every day. The distribution is automatic through RSS or podcast style subscription model, so it gets into the hands of the students without much effort. All these videos have longevity and reuse capabilities. Recordings can be edited from term to term to make minor adjustments rather than having to record them every term. Slides can be taken in and out or edited or changed after the fact, so it lightens the load on the instructor to create things every term. So that's it on the Panopto tutorial. I hope it gave you some insights on how this tool can be used.